Morning, drivers. Welcome back to Horsepower TV. This message today is brought to you by Rafter C Livestock Transportation, B&R Livestock Washout down in Tulare, California, and the Rolling Cattle Crew, or Cattle Rolling Crew, I should say. Today I want to talk a little bit about respect for your equipment. These cattle trailers and trucks and such are very expensive apparatuses. Those of us who have not only our own stuff, but we have multiple trailers for drivers to pull, we get a lot of owner operators wanting to come in and haul cattle. Maybe they have or haven't ever done it before, but they don't have their own trailer. They don't want to go to the expense of, $80, $90, $130,000 to buy their own trailer. So they'll come to guys like us who have spare trailers, and they'll rent the trailer from us. The trailer rental is pretty simple. It's taken out of the dispatch, or not dispatch fee, but out of their check from dispatch directly to us, so that there's no headaches and all that. It just comes weekly with our check. The topic I want to hit on is when you're pulling one of these trailers. Okay, I'll use myself as an example. I have two extra trailers. One is a 2009, 2010, I think. The other one's a 2024. Both of them in excellent condition. The older one, I'm in the process of selling it to the guy who had pulled it originally for the last 5 years. And the other one is a driver who has finally gotten to go out on his own and bought his own truck, but he, obviously couldn't step up and pay the extra dollars for the trailer. So I got him a trailer, and it's all working fine. But a buddy of mine here the other day who has extra trailers got the call from the shop up in Washington where it was being worked on, and he thought it was just going in for a routine brake job. Well, not only were there wasn't a single brake left on that 4-axle trailer, but the guy that was pulling it absolutely destroyed it. He'd messed up the airbags on one axle. He tried to probably backing up with his axle down on the drop axle on the back. Anyway, he'd done over $25,000-$30,000 worth of repair damage, and it wasn't most of it. When we have these trailers, our commitment to the contract is we will maintain. In other words, we'll keep good rubber on it. If a tire is wore out or whatever under routine normal wear and tear, we'll replace it. I'll put a brand new set of tires on there. Brakes, same thing. If the brakes are wore out naturally, I'll put brakes on it. I'll keep the trailer up to par on normal routine wear and tear. If there's anything wrong with the trailer that is caused due to neglect, or something's going on and they don't tell me about it, and they end up causing more damage because they didn't bring it to my attention to fix properly the first time, and they keep going, then it falls on the guy who's pulling the trailer. And you've got to have a little bit of responsibility as I'm talking about owner operators who have their own power unit pulling these trailers. You've got to be able to stand up and say, "Oh, I screwed up, and I'll fix the trailer," and not just walk off and leave it and leave the guy holding the bag. That's not cool. Don't be that guy, because it cost us a lot of money to have these spare trailers around for you guys to pull. Don't mind doing it at all. I like helping the guys out who are worthy of helping. But when something like that happens and they end up destroying the trailer for whatever reason, there's no reason not to do a little inspection on it every now and then. And when you see the brakes are getting worn down, let the guy that owns the trailer know and say, "Hey, it's time for brake job." Like I said, we don't have a problem with that. I'll keep my trailer 100% all the time. But if I don't know about it, because I don't see it every day, and you don't tell me about it, and you keep running it, and next thing you know, you got brakes cammed over, you got shoes falling off of it, you got all sorts of other damages that can be caused by keep running it and not fixing it. That becomes your baby, and you need to stand up and take a responsibility for your actions. Period. That's all there is to it. So I wanted to put that out there so that most of the guys who do rent the trailers are top notch. They're few and far between, but they do come up every now and then. And it just, you know, you've got to keep these cattle trailers up to spec all of the time. You can't let them go. There's too much writing on it, you know. It's just, you know, they get enough damage done to them just in normal everyday wear and tear. You know, when you're hauling live weight, it's, you know, the trailer's just, you know, it's just the nature of the beast. So just be sure, and if you're going to do that, know that if you don't hold up to your end of the bargain and tell us that there's issues with the trailer that needs to be fixed, now if we don't get on it and fix it, you know, then I guess it's our baby. But you know, I want my guys to call me immediately if we've got a brake wearing down, or if there's a whole axle that's wearing down, or if we've got tires that are, you know, not quite up to par. I want it in the shop right now. The first available moment we get, pull it in. We're going to put tires on it. We're going to put brakes on it. We're going to inspect the suspension and do routine maintenance on it like that, so that when you are loaded, you don't have an issue alongside the freeway somewhere. Because that's not a good deal. You know, when you're loaded and rolling, you got to roll, and you can't be running down the freeway with brakes falling off of it and everything else. So just put that out there for you guys to think about, and just like I said, don't be that guy. Just do your part, be professional, and do your job. Period. It's all about doing your job. So anyhow, I hope you guys have a good week. Stay safe. And this is Horsepower signing off. We'll see you next week. Bye.